The train slowed as it rolled into the quiet town, but my heartbeat didn't. It had been 3 years since I left for war, 3 years of noise, chaos, and survival. Now, everything was still. Too still. As I stepped off with my worn duffel bag, I thought peace would feel like relief, but instead, it felt unfamiliar. Almost unsettling. And just when I reached my old house, hoping for rest, my neighbor leaned over the fence, gave me a strange look, and whispered, "Don't expect much sleep tonight." I laughed it off, but by sunrise, would realize those words weren't a warning, they were the beginning of something I never saw coming. My house looked smaller than I remembered. The white paint had chipped, and the garden my mother once loved had turned wild and overgrown. Still, it was home. I unlocked the door slowly, half expecting everything inside to feel frozen in time. Instead, it felt empty. Not just physically, but emotionally. Like the walls had forgotten me. I dropped my bag near the couch and sat down, exhaling deeply. Silence wrapped around me. No distant explosions, no radio chatter, just the ticking of an old clock. I should have felt peace. But instead, my mind raced. That's when I heard it. A faint sound. Crying. At first, I thought it was in my head. After all, war had a way of leaving echoes. But then it came again, clearer this time. A baby crying. Loud. Persistent. Coming from next door. I sighed, remembering my neighbor's words. "Don't expect much sleep tonight." "Great," I muttered, rubbing my face. I tried to ignore it, lying back on the couch, closing my eyes. But the crying didn't stop. It grew louder, more desperate. It wasn't just noise, it was pain. The kind you couldn't ignore. After nearly an hour, I sat up, frustrated but curious. Something about the cry felt wrong. Not just a baby being fussy. Something deeper. I walked outside and knocked on my neighbor's door. No answer. The crying continued from inside, sharp and relentless. I knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. A strange unease settled in my chest. My instincts, the same ones that kept me alive overseas, kicked in. Something wasn't right. I tried the door. It was unlocked. "Hello?" I called out, stepping inside carefully. The house was dim, cluttered, and quiet, except for the crying. It echoed down a hallway. My heart pounded as I followed it. And then I saw her. A baby, lying in a small crib, face red from crying, tiny fists clenched. Alone. "No, no," I whispered, rushing over. I looked around. No sign of the mother. No movement. No sound. Just the baby. I picked her up gently, cradling her against my chest. She was warm, trembling, her cries softening slightly as I held her. "It's okay. I've got you," I murmured, rocking her instinctively. Minutes passed. Still no one came. That's when I noticed a note on the table. My hands shook as I opened it. "I'm sorry. I had no choice. Please take care of her." That was it. No name. No explanation. Just a life, left behind. I stared at the baby in my arms. She looked up at me with teary eyes, as if asking a question I wasn't ready to answer. I had just come back from war. I didn't even know how to live a normal life again, and now this? I should have called someone. Reported it. Walked away. But I didn't. Instead, I held her closer. And for the first time since returning, the silence inside me broke. Chapter 2. That night, I didn't sleep. Not because of the crying, but because of her. She finally settled after I fed her some formula I found in the kitchen. I sat there, holding her in the dim light, watching her tiny chest rise and fall. It was strange, comforting. Like in the middle of all the chaos I had lived through, this fragile little life grounded me in a way nothing else could. Morning came faster than expected. I had barely closed my eyes when there was a knock on my door. I opened it to find a woman standing there, slightly out of breath, worry written all over her face. "Have you seen a baby?" she asked urgently. I blinked, caught off guard. "What?" "My sister, she lives next door. I haven't heard from her, and..." Before she could finish, the baby started crying again from inside. Her eyes widened. "Oh my God, she's here." I stepped aside silently. The woman rushed in, straight to the living room where I had laid the baby down. She picked her up instantly, tears filling her eyes. Hey, it's okay. I'm here," she whispered. I watched quietly, unsure what to say. After a moment, she looked at me. "Where is my sister?" I hesitated, then handed her the note. Her face fell as she read it. "No, she wouldn't just leave," she whispered, shaking her head. "I found her alone last night," I said gently. The door was unlocked. She sank onto the couch, holding the baby tightly. "She's been struggling, ever since the father left. I tried to help, but I didn't think she'd do this." Silence filled the room again, but this time, it wasn't empty. It was heavy. Real. "I'm sorry," I said. She nodded, wiping her tears. "Thank you, for taking care of her." I shrugged slightly. "I didn't do much." "You stayed," she said, looking at me with a small, grateful smile. "That's more than most would have done." Her words hit deeper than she probably intended. Stayed. In war, staying alive was everything. But here, staying meant something else. Days turned into weeks. Her name was Aisha. The baby's name was Noor. And somehow, I became part of their lives. At first, it was just helping, fixing things around the house, watching Noor when Aisha needed rest. But slowly, it became more. Shared meals. Late-night conversations. Quiet laughter. Aisha had a strength about her. Not loud or dramatic, but steady. Real. The kind that didn't break under pressure. And Noor, she changed everything. Her laughter replaced the echoes of war in my mind. Her tiny hands holding my finger reminded me that life wasn't just about survival, it was about connection. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Aisha and I sat outside, Noor asleep in her arms. "You've changed," she said softly. I looked at her. "What do you mean?" "When you first came back, you looked lost. Like you didn't belong here anymore." I nodded slowly. "I felt that way." "And now?" I glanced at Noor, then back at her. "Now, I think I found something worth staying for." She smiled, her eyes warm. And in that moment, I realized something I never expected. I came back from war thinking I had lost parts of myself forever. But sometimes, healing doesn't come from being alone. Sometimes, it comes from the people you never planned to meet. From the cries you couldn't ignore. From the love that quietly finds you, when you least expect it. That night, as I lay in bed, I finally understood my neighbor's words. "Don't expect much sleep tonight." He was right. Not because of noise. But because that night, my life had changed forever. And for the first time in years. I didn't want to escape the silence. I wanted to live in it.